Hi, thanks for joining us for our class today. So we're going to do a short class today and we're going to look at a little bit of abdominal control and really focusing on pelvic control as well when we're on our backs. Okay, so we'll get started. So just sitting however you're comfortable, if you can, sitting cross-legged or legs out in front of you. Make sure that weight's going nice and evenly down through those sitting bones. That ribs should be nice and soft, collarbones nice and wide, and that neck lifted, so that chin just tucked in. Imagine you've got that little balloon on the crown of your head just lifting up through. Okay, so we're just going to start by opening up our chest. So elbows into your side, neck nice and long. We're going to take a breath in here. As you breathe out, we're going to open those hands out, squeeze those shoulder blades gently back, and slowly coming back to that centre. Good, breath in. As you breathe out, opening out, and breathe in as you fold back in. So opening out through that chest, squeezing those shoulder blades gently back. As you open out, squeezing back and back into that start. Good. Nice and soft through that neck, keeping it nice and long and lengthened as you're coming back. Good. And again, opening out, squeezing gently back and forwards. And again, opening out and back. Good. Now this time, as we open out, we're going to reach our hands away into that Cleopatra movement, turn our palms down, palms up, and then coming back. Good. And again, opening out, reaching away, palms down, palms up, and folding back in. Lovely. Again, opening out, reach away, palms down, palms up, folding back in. Good. Keeping that neck long. That's weight going nice and evenly through those sitting bones as we're folding back. Good. Breathing in. As you breathe out, reach away, reach those arms further, folding down, palms up, tucking back in. Good. Again, opening out, reach away, palms down, palms up, and folding in. Good. Now on this next one, we're going to open out, reach away, palms down. Keeping those palms down, we're going to just draw a little circle round with those arms. Just imagine you've got a pen on the end of those fingertips, just drawing that nice circle round. Good. Still breathing in and out, not holding your breath. And then we're going to change direction. So taking in the opposite way, coming around. Good. Keeping breathing, drawing that circle, hopefully resembling something like a circle as you're coming around from there. Good. And then we're going to come back to that centre, turn the palms back up, fold back in, and then relax those arms back down. Very good, and relax those shoulders. Okay, so we're just going to come into our seated position. Just going to come round so you can see me. Having our feet in front of us here, so our knees are bent in that crook position. I'm going to do a few rollbacks from here. So again, really thinking about where that pelvis is. So I'm really sitting up nice and tall. If you tilted your pelvis back and then lifting up, we're just looking just like we normally do to find that centre position. My neck nice and long. So we're just going to do some half rollbacks from here. So just bring those hands in front at that shoulder height. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, just rolling back onto that pelvis, just coming back just halfway. Breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to restack that spine, coming back up into sitting. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, rolling back just halfway. Breath in. As you breathe out, restacking back up into sitting. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking back, rolling back from here. Breath in. As you breathe out, slowly restacking back into sitting. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking back, rolling back from here. Breath in. As you breathe out, restacking back into sitting. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, rolling back. Breath in here. As you breathe out, restacking again into that seated position. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, rolling that pelvis, tilting back just as far as you feel you've got that control, to then restack again back into that seated position. Good. And again, rolling back. Really controlling those abdominals, really working that abdominal control here as we roll back. And again, rolling back from here, breath in. As you breathe out, restacking back up. Good. Rolling back and restacking. Lovely, let's do one more here. Rolling back and slowly coming back. Now, if you can, we're going to roll all the way back and come down onto our mat. So if that feels too much, just come down onto your back. So breath in. As you breathe out, if you can, we're going to roll down, nice and controlled if you can, onto our mats. Very good. It's going to come down a little bit more from here. Good. Okay, so we're coming down onto our backs. So feet and knees are that hip width distance apart. Just to make sure we're starting in that neutral position, as we often talk about. So just tilt that pelvis forwards and back, looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in a nice neutral position here. Good. Ribs are nice and soft, collarbones wide, that neck nice and long. Very good. So drawing that rib cage down, we're going to float one leg at a time up into that double tabletop if you can. Breath in here. As you breathe out, we're going to stretch one leg away into a one leg stretch. And again, as you breathe out, reaching the leg away, breathe in, fold the leg back. So as you lengthen that leg away, make sure you're not letting that back arch, that pelvis tilt, keeping that control as you lengthen the leg and then folding back. Good, so reaching away and then folding back. Good. And again, lengthening away and folding back. Very good. So just keeping that control from here as you're lengthening through. Well done. Making sure that tummy's staying nice and flat, shouldn't be doming, that back shouldn't be arching as we're lengthening each side. Good. Well done. And again, lengthening away, folding back. And again. Now, if you want to challenge this a little bit further, we can bring our hands onto our knee here and we go a little bit quicker and breathing in for about 2 cycles and breathing out. Good. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And again, breathing in and out. And if you want to challenge that further, we can continue doing this into that abdo prep position. Keeping breathing in and out. Just really challenging that abdominal control as we're working here. Well done. Keep going here. Last few. Breathing in, breathing out. Well done. Really warming up through those legs. Breathing in, breathing out. Last few seconds. Well done. And one more breath in and out. Coming back to that centre. Lower the head if it's lifted, and then lower those legs one at a time. Back to that start position. Well done. Very good. Okay, so we're going to move into a little bit of pelvic control with our hip twist movement. So if you can, again, drawing that ribcage down, we're going to float both legs back up into that tabletop position. And we're going to do our hip twist movement here. So either just starting with one leg, we're going to bring one leg out to the side and then coming back. Good. And then opposite leg back into that centre. If it feels too much into double tabletop, bring one leg down and we can come out and probably repeat about 8 sets each side. Okay. And then switch, or if you can in that double tabletop position, we're going to alternate our legs side to side from here. Good. Now keeping that pelvic control, so making sure we're not letting that pelvis rotate or roll. So really what you're watching for is those hip bones are pointing up towards the ceiling. Imagine you've got some headlights on the end of those hip bones. You're not letting them rotate, you're keeping those lights pointing up towards the ceiling. If you're getting too much rotation through that pelvis, you're probably just moving a little bit too far with the leg. So try and reduce that movement and see if that just helps to settle that a little bit more. Keep that control through that pelvis. And if it's still too much, then just go back down with that leg into that single tabletop. Good. Breathing out as you bring the leg out to the side, breathe in to fold back if you can. But just make sure you're not holding your breath, that pelvis staying in that neutral. That tummy staying flat. Good. So keeping that control, opening out, coming back down. Good. Back up. Well done. We just do the last few here. Very good. Let's do one more each side. Back up. And last one here. Coming back to that centre. Well done. Let's bring those knees in, have a quick hug, and just stretch out that lower back. Well done. So breathing in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just sinking down to that stretch just a little bit further if you can. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, just sinking down just that little bit further if you can from there. Well done. So let's lower those legs back down one at a time, coming back to that start position. Feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Just making sure we're still starting that nice neutral position of that pelvis as well. Now we're going to go into a bridge here. Make sure your feet aren't too far away from you, so tucked up towards your bottom a little bit, because you can often get cramp with this exercise, but bringing those knees a bit closer can help to reduce that. So arms down by your side, neck nice and long. We'll take a breath in all together here, As we breathe out, we're going to tuck that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, peeling, walking that spine back down onto the floor. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in at the top here. And as you breathe out, slowly peeling back down and walking back onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up. Use those bottom muscles to help you. And slowly walking back down. Lovely. Okay, we'll do a few more here. Breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles to lift you up into that bridge. That pelvis staying nice and level. And as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, tucking under, lifting up. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking under. Use those bottom muscles. Keep that pelvis nice and level. Breath in here. As you breathe out, slowly walking back down. Good. Okay, we'll just do the last few. Tucking under. Lifting up from here. Breath in. As you breathe out, slowly walking back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up through. Breath in here. As you breathe out, slowly peeling down. Okay, on this next one, we take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lift up, coming up into that bridge, and I want you to stay here. So we're going to stay lifted. We're going to do a few little bottom dips. So we're going to drop our bottom down an inch and squeeze those bottoms to lift back up. So drop down an inch, squeeze the bottom to lift back up. Drop down an inch, squeeze that bottom, lift up. And drop down and lift up. So dropping down, squeeze that bottom, lifting back up. Dropping down, squeeze that bottom, lift back up. Good. So just really engaging those bottom muscles, working them hard. Just for this last few if you can. Keeping that pelvis nice and level. Make sure both bottom muscles are kicking in. Both are working. So doing those dips. Drop down, lift up. Drop down, lift up. Good. And again, drop down, lift up. Last few. Dropping down, lifting up. Feeling those bottom muscles working by now. Well done. And let's do one more. Drop down, lift up, breath in here. As you breathe out, slowly peeling back down, back onto the mat. Very good, well done. Okay, so arms down by your side or out to the side of you. We're just going to have a nice stretch into rotation. So we're going to drop the knees over to one side. Turn your head to the opposite side if you can. Use those thigh muscles to bring the knee back to that centre and then over to that opposite side. And again, using those thigh muscles to bring the knee back up to that centre, then over to that opposite direction. And again, using those thigh muscles coming back up and then over to that opposite side. Good. Now if you want to challenge that a little bit further, we can bring our legs up into this tabletop position, dropping those knees over, really challenging that abdominal control a little bit more as you drop the knees over. Use those thigh muscles, slowly coming back up. Keep those ribs drawn down though, not flaring up. Really keep that control as you're lifting those knees back up and over. Good. So we'll just do last few here, back up and over. Good. Just dropping over, turning that head if you can, coming back to that centre, and again. And then back up to that centre. Lovely, last few. And back up. One more each side, dropping over, using this time of control, coming back to that centre, last time. And then coming back to that centre, relaxing those arms back down, and then relaxing those legs one at a time back to that start. Very good. Okay, so let's stretch our bottom muscles out. We've worked hard. So we're going to put one foot onto the opposite knee, allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. We're going to hold this stretch. So breathing in and out, on that out breath if you can, just sinking down to that stretch, just that little bit further. We're going to hold this stretch here. So breathing in and out, on that out breath if you can, just sinking down into that stretch, just that little bit further. breathing in and out. As you breathe out, just relaxing down into that stretch, just that little bit further. If you want to increase it more, just dropping to that side you're holding will just increase that stretch slightly. So breathing in and out and holding the stretch. Well done. And then just lowering that leg back down. And we do the same on the opposite side, so opposite foot onto the other knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you and holding this stretch here. So breathing in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch just that little bit further, holding that there. As before, if you want to increase it a little bit more, just drop to that side you're holding slightly and you'll feel that stretch increase a little bit more there. So breathing in and out. On that out breath, if you can, sink down into that stretch just that little bit further if you can, and holding that there. Well done. And then we're going to lower those legs back down. So just slowly come round and up into a seating position. So to come round up into sitting. And we're just going to finish off here with a mermaid stretch. So just sitting, relaxing those shoulders from here. We're going to drop one hand down, just reach over and stretch out through that side. Breath in. As you breathe out, coming back over into that centre. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching over. Breath in here. As you breathe out, lovely, back into that centre. Good. One more each side, dropping down, just reaching over. Breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Lovely. One last time, reaching over. Breath in here. As you breathe out, back to that centre and relaxing those shoulders back down. Very good. Well, thank you for joining us for our class today. Hope you've enjoyed it and hope to see us next time.